In this week's episode, I inadvertently sit down, wave at Martin in the sky, have an unexpected landing, and get blown sideways.
Hello, my booties. Well, it's been a great time in our dear old Blighty. We haven't seen the sun really for months. We've seen plenty of wind and plenty of grey sky. So one fateful Monday afternoon, me and Martin managed to get some time to go down the field and fly together. And at last I'd got my new Nirvana harness. Now this is me modelling my medium harness, which came with my Nirvana. And as you can see there, it kind of hinges about 6 to 8 inches above my kind of arse, basically, which made getting out of the harness and landing probably difficult. It's certainly, I never felt correct. This is the large harness, so you can see there it's hinging under my bottom completely. Now, from what I can gather of these harnesses, it's not really the size of your arse, it's all to do with the actual length of your back. That enabled me to get on a lot better on these practice flights. Here we are, and Martin's about to take off. Of course, Martin's flown a few things before. He's about a year ahead of me in the terms of flying paramotors and got a lot more experience than me. And you can see here, he's bringing it up, keeping it under control, building a nice wall to do a reverse launch, bringing it up under control, braked nicely, hasn't overflown, and he's just stabilising it, making sure it's correct before turning and just feeling it. It's already, you notice it's stable. Accelerating, give it more throttle, more thrust, a little bit more brake, stepping into the air, no rush, taking it smoothly, carefully. And then we're going to come to my attempt. And you can see there I had my wing laid out, it's blown it over, unfortunately, which I didn't notice at the time, because I turned around after taking footage of Martin's takeoff and thought, Jesus Christ, what's happened to the wing? And I've rearranged it, but you can see it's not really laid out very well for a start. So I should have, at this point, brought it up, just kept it stable in the wind. We got a 7 mile an hour wind that day, I guess, but I haven't. So I brought it up, and you can see it folded. It's sort of unstable to start with. It's not good. Should have set that up nicer. I rush things sometimes. Brain doesn't work either. So anyway, we're stabilising it, we're feeling it, we're trying to feel it, accelerating, giving throttle, and now my other failing, I've just sat down, for God's sake, another again. Forever trying to sit down. This time I stood back up again after my mistake. You should basically run and it should lift you off the ground. Carry on running, not sitting down. Jesus, man, what's wrong with me? Anyway, we climbed up to about 13,000 feet. This was flight 28 of mine, and I'd had problems getting the trims out before, which I think I'll explain next week in next week's video. But I managed to get trim 6. A bit afraid to put them out any further at this point. And here's Martin at 1,300 feet, so woo, Martin! And now we're going to bank to the right. Not very extreme, it's not a Del Sanchez aerobatical manoeuvre. I'm no hero or world champion, but I can claim to be very easily. Martin's now flying underneath me slightly, and it was cold and grey, not that interesting of a day, so I said let's go and do loads of low flying, which I seem to enjoy more than really doing XCs and things. So here we're coming up for a nice foot drag, which we saw in the opening titles. And it's important there to set up the descent nicely. Beautiful descent. Increase the throttle slightly. And I did make a video on my journey into learning into foot drags. I'll put that in the top right hand corner. And just setting up enough power and a dance on brakes. Matching it in. Power, brakes, brakes and power to give us a nice, smooth glide across the floor. Oh, I know that feeling when you hit the power and then bank round. I mean, Martin's flown a few fighter jets and things. Well, quite a lot of fighter jets. I don't know what the sensation is in that when you put oh man, what would that be like? Whoosh! Anyway, back to 15 mile an hour world. And now we're just going to circle round. Yeah, this looks quite nice. Martin's in front of me here. I'm on comms talking to him. Tells me that he's going to land, so I'll give him a bit of a wide berth. And comes in for a very nice landing. Oh yeah, stepping down, flaring correctly, braking, everything perfect. Bring it over to one side as I just sort of fly. So now we're coming in. This is a powered on landing. I want to do a powered on landing. Feeling a bit confident after doing foot drag. So basically you're going into a foot drag and then pulling a bit of brake until the power goes. The trouble is I should have probably cut off the power, and I went into the air a little bit. Turning around, as I say, there was a 6-7 mile an hour wind there, so I could keep the wing up, pull it over to the right, something I've practiced so many times.
I just thought, well, in actual fact, I could land really quite easily right now.
So now flight 29, reverse launch. You can see now I'm pulling it up. I remembered to do that this time. Just build that little wall, and it's come up a lot nicer. It's a lot more stable. There's nothing unstable about that. Feeling it, you can see that it blew over. Bit of right brake, side step to the left. Making sure it's correct. There's no rush. Watching other people fail, I've seen so many people turn around, hit the power, all sorts of nasty things have gone wrong. That's not bad. Could have done with leaning back a little bit more maybe. Beautiful. Going up, and around. Nice. Yeah, very nice. What a great feeling. So now I'm a lazy person, so I've never really done a touch and go. Not the fittest at 50. It worked quite nicely, I think. We came in, started to do a bit of a foot drag. There we go. Braked a little bit too much, maybe. A bit of a gust of wind. It was starting to get a little bit gusty right now. And we've landed. The wing's gone over to the right, so I've moved with it and stabilised it. And not too bad. Not too shabby, as we say in England. What do the Americans say? Yoo-hoo! Way-ha! Yeah, we did that, baby! Woo! Look at me go! Yeah, very good. Now we're coming in for another foot drag, and this is the one that went horribly wrong. Again, I think it was getting a bit gusty. That's my excuse anyway. As you can see, I pull the right brake here as it starts to shoot off to the left. And I fly over the racetrack, which, oh man, you ever want to land in that. And there's the clubhouse on the left, which I once flew into. Again, a video at the top right, how I hit a shed. So I think it was getting a bit gusty. I'd had enough. So I decided to come in for a power on landing. And yeah, maybe we should have done a bit more of a foot drag. I think it's about time we started planning a landing so we land in the right place rather than the middle of the field. And lay it over to one side. So anyway, that was flight 28, 29 and 30 in cold grey Blighty.